Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to week 3 of Leveraging Technology for All. I know that we've got a lot going on right now, that many of you are learning how to be online educators, like your Concordia professors right now at your own schools. Many of the districts in California are currently down and getting ready to begin online education. And so this is actually a good time for us to consider some of our learning outcomes for week 3. And I want to go ahead and just read this learning outcome directly from the page. Examine and engage in ethical concerns discussion of equal access to assistive technology for students with special needs, English language learners, and near or below the poverty level. Demonstrate an understanding of the process of differentiating instruction for special populations and apply these concepts to instructional planning. Well, that's what's happening right now. And in fact, my daughter's best friend is a special education instructor, and she texted me first thing this morning, and she said, I really need your help setting up, online learning for next week for my special population. And those of you in districts that have already shut down, you know that one of the things that we're struggling with is equity for all. And in fact, in our district, we've already received the email that said, at this point in time, while we're all out sheltering in place, that work is to be optional and not mandatory towards a student's grade. And this is directly related to equity and the fact that many families may not have Wi-Fi or computer access or digital ability when they are at home. And, a lot of people will say, oh, I see the kids on phones and I see this and I see that. But that doesn't mean everyone. And remember that with equity in education, we have to make sure legally that we are being equitable to our students. And that, while we are in this situation, we want to look at education as enrichment activities, ways to stay connected to our students, to make sure that they feel safe in trying times. And this video this week is going to be very, very short because you guys have a lot going on and a lot on your plate this first Monday. And but just know that as you are working through the materials for class this week, to pay attention to what's going on in your own district, in your own classroom, in our own state, because we are looking at how are we going to be equitable in education uh, while we are going through this. So you want to remember that when you are back in your classroom, you have to find a way to cross that digital divide in a way that doesn't leave anybody out, and that's very difficult to do. If you can't require that students come into your room at nutrition or lunch, you can offer, but you can't mandate for those that don't have digital technology. And so, districts at this time are trying to find ways to bridge that digital divide. And remember that, Chromebooks, Wi-Fi, all of those things, they still fall under assistive technology. And so I want you to consider that this week as you're putting things together. And then I want you to remember that uh, we're going to modify instruction as needed, based on what's going on with you guys at your school. And I don't want you to stress about this class. You have enough to think about without stressing about this class. So just remember that your professors, we're all here for you. I'm here for you, and we'll get this figured out. Okay, and just use this class right now as your opportunity to have your cup of coffee or your cup of tea and kind of go into logical mode and enjoy learning. As needed, no different than like walking someplace or doing things, as self-care. Keeping our brains fresh, just like we tell the kids, is important to us too. And I will be here for you. And I'm going to go check your work right now and update grades. And I want you to consider equity Watch what's going on around you, how your school is putting equity in place, how other schools are putting equity in place, and now that we've had this thing infect it affect and infect our entire United States system, it's pushing this educational technology to the forefront. And people, that were nervous about using technology before are learning. And if you're somebody that needs help with ed tech as well or online learning, you can always contact me. And I'm here. All right. I want you to have a good day. Like I said, very short video. Consider equity as you work through this week's work. Bye bye.